the entrepreneurship role of outsiders. And so I want to ask you, or kind of give you a chance to maybe vent about how people lately have been trying to give you their opinion of your product or lack thereof, and ain't nothing up there for me, so I can't.
That's exactly where I knew we was going with that. To be very honest with you, I think this whole theme of outsiders is very relevant as it relates to business, because when you create something and you put your all into it and you're like, oh my God, I love this, I know everybody's going to love this too. It's just funny how the first people to critique it or have an opinion on it are usually family and friends. And that's exactly what has happened recently with my second business, Spicy Eyewear. I've had a lot of like cousins and
Plug the business,
aunties.
baby. Plug the business.
Yes, at Spicy Eyewear. A lot of cousins, aunties, whoever, they've made comments like, oh, well, this style just isn't for me. These shades are a bit too big for, my head and things like that.
So it's family.
It's family.
So basically what you're saying is sometimes the outsiders could be insiders.
Yeah. And that's the thing that people don't want to really accept, but that's what it is.
I think that typically, usually the outsiders are insiders. And when I say that, shouts out to Bougie Booze. Yeah, I got me burping, bougie burps. Pardon me. But when I say that the outsiders are typically insiders, I mean that usually your closest friends or close circle or family or whoever is not always, they're never going to see your vision.
Yep.
Because they see you from their jaded lens and perspective. They've seen you go through too many failures, and it's simple failures. You started, your aunt saw you the first time you tried to walk, and then you failed. Your aunt saw you the first time you tried to ride a bike, and you failed.
Yeah.
Right? Like, these people have seen us go through these trials, and they don't hold on to the triumphs and tribulations like we do.
Right.
They remember the trials.
Yeah.
So for them, oftentimes trying to be on the inside feels awkward. They know that they're an outsider, but they should have been inside, but they don't know how they not inside because we family. So I should be the one helping you design your shades.
Right.
You should have a pair of shades named after me.
Set aside just for me. Why am I paying? Like, that really be the energy.
You know, the crazy thing is, right, I remember when I was launching Lev Lux, and I had the first prototype wallet, and I went to my business partner's birthday, and there was a mutual friend of ours with somebody there, one of the homies, and he said, yo, them joints hot, hold one for me. And I was like, bro, I'm not holding anything. As soon as they launch, I'm going to send you the link, grab yours.
Yep.
He said, what you mean you ain't holding nothing for me? Literally, he got upset, belligerent. Still has not bought one to this day because I said I wouldn't hold one for him. And again, the outsiders desire to be inside will oftentimes cause them to find their own reasons not to support.
100%. And then you find the most support in this case, it would be from the quote unquote outsiders, like the people who you don't know from a can of paint, who genuinely just want to support a brand like yours. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is crazy. You would never think that you're touching so many people that you don't even know.
Yes.
And in this case, the outsiders are the ones who essentially become like the inside and the tribe, so to speak.
Go on, you better talk on it now.
Right.
You better talk on
Tribe
it.
talk.
Tribe talk now. Hold up. I might have to charge you for that. That's a hashtag I own. You know what I'm saying? You inside the tribe, but you know.
It's trademark.
But I do want to ask you this question, right? How do you, outside of this situation and scenario, right? How do you, what advice do you have? How do you suggest that people maneuver in relationships through the outside noise? And I'm asking you this because you and I are about to move in together.
Officially.
Officially.
Yes.
Right? We're about to grab our new apartment and We're going to
And
do
look
some
at some
amazing things.
properties.
Yes, we're about to do a lot of amazing things together. And fortunately for us, everybody outside, outside of us, immediately outside of us, our family and whatnot, they're on board. They're happy for it. They're with it. They love it. They want it. But you have a close friend who's about to go through the same thing. And not everybody in their circle is as supportive.
Yep.
So I know for you that this situation kind of touches home a little bit differently because of that. And I kind of just wanted to ask you, because I wasn't privy to all the knowledge and information that you've been giving her. So what have you been saying to her about outsiders who maybe don't support what it is, the actual decision that you're making?
The number one thing I would say, because sometimes I have to tell myself this, is that this is your life. I've seen so many like documentaries and things about people who are like on their deathbed and their last words or words of advice is like, live your life. Don't live your life according to what other people want you to do, because you will never be happy. Like, who wants to be on their deathbed saying, damn, I wish I would have did this, or I wish I would have moved in with my spouse, as opposed to, listening to my parents or the people, the naysayers who always had something negative to say. So yeah, do you. And who cares what outside people think?
Yeah, but you know what the thing is, though, and I understand that and I respect that and I love that, but it's not always that easy.
It's not.
Sometimes you want that support. Sometimes you feel like you even need that support, but most of the time it's a yearning or a crave for that support. And so the one thing that I will say is my superpower has been that when those moments happen, I realize and remember that no matter what, even if you were twin, right, you were born as an individual. You were born yourself. So for me, those moments become moments to double down on who I am and who I truly want to be and see myself as. Because I feel like we don't oftentimes understand that those are moments of freedom. When someone else isn't necessarily in your corner, that gives you the ability to fight your own fight. There's no coach. There's no one telling you, hey, you should throw more jabs, throw a right hook, throw an uppercut. It's you and you. And so I actually relish those moments now. The more times that I have to know that there are people around me who don't necessarily support the idea, the more I know that I'm going to have to only depend on me. And I relish that situation because that gives me the ability to be whatever, whoever, and all the responsibilities on me. Now, I feel like that's the part that most people fear is all the responsibility being on them. But when you have accountability, you don't have a problem with that.
Not only that, but you have a partner. I feel like this is the moment when you have to really rely on your partner and say, hey, I'm really feeling like nobody is on our side with this. Like, we really are on our own little island and everybody is just a spectator. And I think that's why it's important to have a partner who you can talk to, who really understands your love language and who also knows when you're just not feeling like yourself. The thing about us is that we do have a lot of supporters and stuff and friends, family, but every now and then we'll have an incident where it's just somebody that's like, I don't know, I feel like just trying to sabotage. Like the other day, the situation where you had to come home and ask questions. I feel like that was one of those random moments of people who's like, damn, they really got they shit going, they happy and they doing stuff. What's a way I can I don't know, maybe trigger
jump
something?
in there.
That's really how I felt.
I feel the same way too in that scenario. And just to double back, right? When I was talking about doubling down on myself, it's so great that we do this because I was literally speaking about in an entrepreneurial sense, right? I was literally speaking about for business and whatnot. And in a relationship, you're 100% correct. That's when you double down on the relationship itself.